Welcome to another video, guys. And if you're new, smash that subscribe button. Today, I'm going over everything. That's right, everything you need to know about building muscle. Building muscle is much more than just going to lift weights and eating chicken breast. So, in this video, I will cover all the cornerstones on how to build muscle. The first cornerstone of muscle building is progressive overload. And frankly, without progressive overload, you won't build muscle how you would hope to. So, in this section of the video, I will go over what progressive overload is, how it works, what happens when you don't use it, and most importantly, what happens when you do use it. You may have heard of the term progressive overload before, but you may be unaware of how crucial it is for muscle growth. Progressive overload is when you gradually increase the intensity of your workouts over time. But you might be wondering, how do I increase the intensity? Well, there are multiple options to increase the intensity, and what's great about these options is that they are very diverse, allowing you to pick a workout routine that works for you. The most classic way to increase intensity is by increasing the weight. Another way you can increase intensity is by increasing the amount of reps you are performing. For example, each week you could add an extra rep to your bench press, going from 10 reps one week to 11 the next week, and so forth. This is a great option if you don't want to lift heavy weights. However, over time, adding reps onto your workout week in and week out can start to take a lot of time. So generally speaking, the popular option for incorporating progressive overload is by increasing the weight on your exercises each week. The key here, though, is to increase the weight slowly and slightly. For example, if you generally bench press 60 kgs for 8 reps, the following week should be 62 kgs for 8 reps, and then the following week could be 65 kgs for 8 reps. Then, after a couple weeks or months, you might start to notice your rep range dropping down from the 8 reps that you would normally do. It's at this point when you can drop the weight back down to a weight where you can smash 8 reps again. Then, the following week after this, you can push it back up slowly again. So now we know what progressive overload is, let's talk about how it works. Well, to put it simply, when you perform resistance training like bench press, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers, which will repair over the next 48 hours and make your muscles grow back bigger and stronger, which is what we call muscle growth. The reason your muscles do this, though, is because when you perform resistance training, you create these tears in the muscle fibers which get repaired back bigger and stronger. And the reason for them to get repaired back bigger and stronger is to not be under the same stress they were once under when you perform the resistance training. So, it may sound like a surprise or not, but your body doesn't like its muscles being forced to failure. So these tiny tears in your muscle fibers signal to your body that the targeted muscles need to grow back bigger and stronger for next time. Stay with me now, because this is where progressive overload comes in. By gradually increasing the weight or repetitions over time, it doesn't allow your body to adapt to the resistance training. However, our bodies aren't machines and need time to reset and have a break. So having a reset in your progressive overload every 4 to 6 weeks can actually be beneficial towards building muscle over time. Progressive overload is great if you want to build muscle size as well. Remember when I talked about those tiny tears that grow back bigger and stronger? Yeah, that's right. Bigger when you keep increasing the intensity. You keep increasing the tears in your muscles, which in turn creates a bigger muscle. So, you might be wondering, what happens if I don't use progressive overload then? Well, don't worry, because you will still gain strength, but you just won't build size. When you keep a stagnant weight on your resistance training, your body just simply becomes used to it and doesn't need to adapt to lift to it anymore, which means it doesn't need to create these tears like it once did. This is why it's so important to include progressive overload in your resistance training to maximize muscle growth. The next cornerstone in muscle building is nutrition. It may sound basic and boring, but remember before when I was talking about these tiny tears that occur in your muscle fibers? Well, they don't just grow and repair by themselves. They require support from crucial nutrients, such as protein. The reason protein is so important for muscle growth is because the protein literally feeds the recovery muscle tissue. This is why protein timing can be so crucial as well. The most crucial time being when you finish your training. This is when your muscles need the protein hit the most. This is often referred to as the anabolic window. The reason it's so important to consume protein when you finish your workout is because your body starts the recovery process in the muscle fibers as soon as you finish working out. You roughly have about 30 minutes to an hour to consume protein after your workout for maximum muscle growth. Another way to maximize muscle growth with protein is by spreading it out throughout the day. Aiming to have 5 servings of protein per day is optimal. The reason I say 5 servings is because your body simply can't absorb as much protein as we would all like in one serving. It can only absorb around 50 grams every hour, but this number depends on different factors such as body weight and body composition, etc. So spacing out your protein intake throughout the day is the best way to support your muscle growth. There are other important nutrients too that you should include in your diet, such as carbohydrates and fats. These 2 nutrients are great for supporting energy levels, which is crucial for maintaining everyday functionality, as well as supporting your workouts, which require a lot of energy. Another cornerstone of muscle building is being consistent, and it might sound cliche, but at the end of the day, consistency is key. The best way to approach this is by finding a schedule that works for you and that you know you can commit to. It's important to remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. Now, all of this advice in this video will just go to waste unless you include recovery. But how might I do that, you may ask? Well, if you're training chest every day, you aren't giving your chest muscles the time they need to recover. Your muscles need at least 48 hours to fully recover, which means they will get the full benefit of your hard work in the gym. So my recommendation is try to have at least 1 full rest day a week of no resistance training to allow your muscles the time they need to recover. Trust me, rest and recovery is the most important step in the gym. If you found this video helpful, please hit subscribe as it means the world to me. Let me know in the comments what video you want to see next, and I'll see what I can do. Keep training hard.